machining, and industrial engineering. Sir has published more than 100 papers in various reputed journals and international and national conferences. He is active member of ISNT and IENG. Recently, Sir has received the INSC Young Researcher Award for his outstanding research contribution in the field of optimization in manufacturing sector. Thank you, Dr. Abhishek sir, for joining with us. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you
sir,
for nice. And
yes.
Good morning to all. Today we will discuss about the Topsys method and try to finish that. Try to cover the particle swarm optimization method, but I think it's difficult to in one lecture it's be covered. So let us first discuss with the Topsys method, and as we have learned the different multi-attribute decision-making techniques, as we have said that if in my first lecture of design of experiment, I have said that for any process there are several factors are affecting the any process, or and on the same time once you are several factors are affecting and the output characteristic we have achieved, it might be the maybe the more than one. Suppose if you are uh, uh, if you are going for a turning operation, that is the one of the manufacturing process, so there are several factors are affecting the turning operation, such as the speed, feed, and depth of cut, whereas on the same time the output may be the quality of a product, or in the terms of the surface roughness, or in the terms of the uh, cutting force, power consumption, and so many more. If you look in a real life problem, if you want to take any decision for anything, suppose if you are going to buy a mobile phone, then there are the several factors which are going to affect your decisions for making the for while purchasing the mobile phone. Such as one of the thing is that cost of the mobile, then storage of the storage capacity of that mobile, then camera quality of the mobile. So these are the criteria which are going to affect the you can say that these are the criteria which are going to affect the affect your decision while purchasing the any mobile phone. And if you look in the market, there are the several alternatives for the mobile phone. From one, you can go from the Samsung, you can go for the Apple, you can go for the Oppo, and there are the different alternatives. So out of these alternatives, you have to choose only one. आप क्या करोगे? आपको तो एक ही खरीदना है जो आपके पर्पस को फुलफिल करे. So how you are going to choose a product from the available source of the available resources from in a market, then you have to improve your decision making. So one of the techniques which helps you in improving your decision is Topsys method. Since Topsys method is first introduced by the Yu and the Qing Lai in the China, and this is the technique of its full form is the technique of order preference by similarity to the ideal solution. What does it means? That it generally focuses on that how much you are going to the closest to the ideal solution, and it's led to the farthest distance from the anti-ideal solution. So this is basically based on the two concept, and or you can say that one is the ideal solution. Sorry. So it is the ideal solution. What does it means? That if you are looking for the cost, then whatever the cost should be the minimum, it is the ideal for that for a particular set. अगर हम cost की बात करें तो cost क्या होना चाहिए? It should be the minimum. So ideal solution for that is the how much we are going to the minimum value of the cost. Similarly, that is the anti-ideal solution. हमारी जो cost जो भी maximum होगी उसको मैं लीव करते हुए चलूंगा, उसको छोड़ते जाऊं, कितना दूरी होगी जितने maximum cost से. So it is based on the concept of the ideal solution, that is closest to the ideal solution, and how much it is going to far from the anti-ideal solution. And second it's based on the beneficial attributes or the cost attributes. So whatever the attributes, or you can say that whatever the criteria that are being available in order to determine in any alternative. Suppose if you are taking the example of the mobile, as I have said that if you are going to purchase a mobile, then you are going to look for the camera quality of the camera quality. So the camera quality, it should be the more and more pixel. So whatever the response, output response, you have to identify the nature of that response, whether it is the beneficial in the criteria or whether it is the non-beneficial in the criteria. Suppose if you are looking for the profit, then definitely it should be the maximum in the nature. Or if or you can say that if you are looking for a mobile, then you if you are going for the storage quality, storage capacity, then the RAM the storage capacity, it should be the more higher value jitni hogi, that is should be the desirable. Secondly, if you are going to look for the cost effective process, तो जितना आप उसमें investment कर रहे हो, suppose if you are paying the money, then it should be the how much minimum you are going to pay. आपका एम क्या होगा? आप चाहोगे कि मैं कम से कम पे करके अच्छी से अच्छी क्वालिटी का प्रोडक्ट लूं, तो आप जो पैसा कम देने जा रहे हो, तो दैट इज द कॉस्ट एट्रीब्यूट. इट शुड बी द non comes under the non beneficial in the nature. That's if you look, suppose if you are going for the turning operation, then if you are looking for the surface roughness, then the surface roughness should be the surface roughness, it should be the low value should be the preferable. Whereas if you are look for the material removal rate, then material removal rate, it should be the more. So based on the nature of the attributes, you have to decide. Am I clear or not? So for making the any Topsys in the Topsys method, the basic concept is that here it how much you are going to close to the ideal solution. As I have said that ideal solution, which is the best value for all the attributes considered. Suppose if you are if you have the 10 sets of the mobile, so whatever, if you look for the cost, then minimum value of the cost is considered as the best value of that attribute. If you are looking for the storage capacity, then storage capacity, it should be the nature, it should be the more. So for the different mobiles whose storage capacity is the more, it is considered as the best value or the ideal solution. Or you can say in the vice versa, if you look for the cost, whichever the mobile's cost is the more, then it comes under the non-ideal solution or the worst value. Similarly, if you are going if your nature is the beneficial in the nature, if your response is the beneficial in the nature, then its lowest value is considered as the anti-ideal solution. Suppose if you are looking for the storage capacity, the anti-ideal solution is the lowest value of the storage capacity. So Topsys selects the alternatives that is closest to the ideal solution and the farthest from the negative ideal solution. So there are the different steps involved in the Topsys method. First, you have to measure the responses, or you have to identify the responses. Then you have to normalize the matrix. Suppose, let us take another example. Suppose if the 10 candidates are coming for the interview, then out of the 10 candidates, you have to select only one candidate. Then how you are going to select that one? आप उसको कैसे select करोगे? तो आप क्या करोगे? आप वहां पे selection criteria find out करोगे, और you can say that in other word, elimination criteria. Why I am saying that elimination criteria? Because you have to select only one candidate from the available 10 candidates who are appeared for the interview. Then how you are going to decide that which candidate is going to the best one? So you just say that, or you can just eliminate the criteria on eliminate the candidates on the basis of the criteria, and you identify the criteria as 10th mark, 12th mark, and BTEC marks, or something like that one. If you say that if the person who is secured the 60% above marks from the 10th, then only you are going to be considered. तो जो भी 10-60 के मार्क्स के ऊपर होंगे वो आपके अंदर आ जाएंगे, अदरवाइज इट इज गोइंग टू बी eliminated. So similarly here, whatever the responses that are going to measured is considered as the first step, is that you have to mention the response measurement. Then you are going to normalize the matrix. Why the normalization is important? The normalization is important in order to eliminate the dimensional criteria, dimensional effect, or second thing is that it is going to also eliminate the response characteristic or the response nature. Suppose if I think that you have learned in the Gray method also that you have to done the normalization. So on there the normalization is between the 0 to 1. जो भी आपके responses जो है, suppose if your responses are the surface roughness or MRR. So the surface roughness, it is the considered as the